This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Resources Minister gets his HR skills a little awry, says sorry to the King of Chess for questioning whether he's an Indian.
We wish to award him an honorary degree today itself.
But the hurt chess wizard says no thanks to a doctorate offered to him at Hyderabad. Chief Minister Karunanidhi fires an uncanny salvo, says he'll play by the rules at the state and the centre if the Congress plays along. Meanwhile, the AIADMK rolls out their carpets to their cubs, revamps their strategy as district secretaries brainstorm. And it's a day to give it up for the chaste bond of love between a brother and sister. The country celebrates Raksha Bandhan. This is the Late Night News on NDTV Hindu. I'm Evelyn Matthew. Let's also take a look at the national headlines. The centre struggles to work the contentious clause of the nuke bill. The minister in charge says they're open to suggestions.
And I'm sure we'll be able to work consensus on this contentious issue also.
A blow to Vedanta in Orissa. The environment minister cancels its Nyamgiri mining project for violating laws. A rough start for Mr. and Mrs. Tharoor. Their flight to the Gulf returns after a technical snag. And a candle in the wind, Mother Teresa is remembered on her birth anniversary. A photographer in New Delhi dedicates an exhibition. Our top story, where the nationality of India's brightest sporting kings was questioned today. Well, he's one of India's best-known sportspersons, winning an accolade after another and setting new records. But today, Vishwanathan Anand has been dragged into yet another unnecessary controversy over whether he is in fact an Indian citizen. But the Union HRD Minister Kapil Sibal has apologized to the world chess champion after he denied a doctorate today when he was questioned about his citizenship on his visit to Hyderabad. Mr. Sibal said, and I quote, "We are sorry for what had transpired. We wish to award him the honorary degree on Tuesday itself, but since Anand showed his inability to attend the event, so it won't be possible to give him the degree." He also said that there is no issue on the matter, as Anand has agreed to accept the degree at a convenient time depending on his availability.
We are willing to, we wish to award him an honorary degree today itself, in the evening. He indicated to me that this may create a problem because he's got some other functions in place. So I said, well, in that case, any date of your convenience, which he has very kindly accepted.
Well, let's take you through to how all this happened. This was when the ICM, or the International Congress of Mathematicians, wanted to confer a doctorate on Anand in Hyderabad this week. But the Human Resources Development Ministry raised a query about whether Anand has an Indian passport. Anand is an NRI who lives in Spain for most of the year. Now, after a debate, the three-time world champion will finally not be getting that honorary doctorate degree that triggered the row. The HRD Minister, Kapil Sibal, spoke to Anand and is understood to have urged him to accept the award. But after media reported the delay, the University of Hyderabad decided to confer the doctorate to Anand at a function on Tuesday night. However, Anand decided to postpone that. And speaking to NDTV, Vishy's wife Aruna has said that the issue is likely to be resolved now and that she has provided details of Anand's passport to the ICM, but she admitted that Anand was hurt. And the General Secretary of the Tamil Nadu State Chess Association, Murli Mohan, joined us with his reaction to this entire episode.
We were utterly shocked. A person who has done so much for the game of chess by winning so many titles has been denied doctorate. It's really humiliating to call him over and not giving him. Why should you call him and then deny him? That's one question. Second thing is why the nationality has come now. When Mrs. Aruna has already sent the papers, they could have checked up when he played and won the world championship, he was an Indian and all the Indians felt proud and we all celebrated. So the question of his nationality should not have arisen. Have we not honored many foreign nationals? This is something very, very strange.
Well, Vishy and his wife Aruna expressed their disappointment in the virtual world as well. Divya Kumar gets us this scribble on our special segment, Writing on the Wall.
On Writing on the Wall today, we have the reactions of Vishwanathan Anand and his wife Aruna Anand on this issue of his doctorate degree being denied. Vishy Anand's status says, "I'm an alien, a Spanish alien, a Spanish man in India." And Aruna Anand's Facebook status says, "I learned today my husband is a foreigner." We have been getting several reactions from our viewers, so if you have anything to comment, keep sending in your entries to feedback@ndtv-hindu.com and also contact us on our Facebook account.
Well, the Chess Champs fans in Chennai too were obviously a disappointed lot. Here's how some of them had reacted.
Yeah, it's been a great insult to all the sportsmanship, because world champion, two-time world champion has been insulted because of asking him and it's an Indian. It's such an insult. They should think that it is a real hero. He's a real hero in the chess world.
Yeah, if you're calling a national hero and asking these type of questions like whether you are from Spain, I think that is basic flaw of the organizing committee, and they should have realized that you're calling a person who is regarded as very highly esteemed in his own country. So to that extent, I feel that it's an insult to India as a whole, because they don't understand the importance of India in the global scheme of things. I mean, I would see it as a very stiff upper lip kind of thing that is coming through.
Done enough to prove that he has to be respected in a greater way, right? Because he has done a lot to the country. The name of the country he has taken it to a different level, so he should be respected in a proper way.
Well, we've also been receiving feedback from you, the viewer. In fact, here's what Venugopal has to say. He says Anand, who has checkmated many champions, was at the receiving end of the game. It only goes on to show how such a brilliant sportsman was insulted and victimized. Vishy's case proves just how funny our system of officialdom is. And you can continue telling us what you think about this. Send us your feedback to our email address, that's feedback@ndtv-hindu.com. In other news, a lot of you would have faced quite some transport trouble today if you had stepped out. Well, that was because a section of MTC employees went on a strike today demanding an increase in pay. The employees, who were members of the DMK trade union Labour Progressive Front, were on a strike which crippled the bus transport system in the city. Employees of other unions were hesitating to foray out with the union backed by the ruling government. The protests, adding to the increasing worries of the commuters, resulted in a major shortage of services, and in many depots, buses were not even let being out. Well, a reaction there from the Transport Minister, but not willing to comment at all. Now, with the 2011 elections getting closer, political parties have plenty on their mind and on their agenda as well. At the DMK MPs meet today, Karunanidhi reiterated that his party was sticking with the Congress in the upcoming assembly elections. This comes on the back of reports that the Congress was seriously contemplating going it alone in the upcoming assembly polls in the state. NDTV Hindu has learnt that Karunanidhi decided to ignore inflammatory anti-DMK comments made by Congress state leaders like EVKS Ilangovan after being briefed by Union Minister Gulab Nabi Azad. Azad, as learnt, had committed full support to the DMK for assembly elections. This has prompted Karunanidhi today to state that if the Congress sticks by the rules of the game, the DMK too would stick to the coalition dharma in both the state and the centre. Meanwhile, the AIA-DMK Supremo, Ms. Jayalalitha, convened a meeting of 45 party district secretaries and 18 senior AIA-DMK office bearers who are in charge of different districts. The meeting was believed to have discussed the appointments of youngsters from the party's youth brigades in the booth-level committees so as to oversee the assembly elections next year. The booth-level committees comprise mostly seniors, and that has led to criticism within the party during the 2009 Lok Sabha polls, when many seniors reportedly deserted the election booths under pressure from either the state police or the ruling DMK's bigwigs. And senior correspondent Peter Muhammad joined us with the AIDMK's preparations for a rather rosy 2011 ahead.
AIDMK has decided to start its election campaign by distributing the videos of Jayalalitha's speeches at the Coimbatore rally and the Trichy rally. They have all the party office bearers who have attended the meeting, including the 45 party secretaries and the 21 senior leaders who are in charge of various districts. They are given huge bundles of videos comprising of the speeches Jayalalitha made at the Coimbatore rally, at Trichy rally. Particularly these speeches are aimed at the 2011 assembly elections, and she asked the party cadres to be vigilant ahead of the elections, because 2009 general elections, ADMK lost the elections because the booth level committees were not properly functioning. That was the comment Jayalalitha made immediately after the 2009 elections.
Now, ashamed of the police department's behavior, the chief minister was forced to send a representative to apologize to the protesting disabled sportspersons in the city today. International level disabled sportspersons from Tamil Nadu were manhandled by the Chennai police, in fact even beaten up, while they were demanding for something as simple as a government job.
Kanimori is doing damage control. The DMK MP and daughter of the chief minister consoling disabled sportspersons in the middle of the road in Triplicane in Chennai. The sportsmen, some of them who play at the international level, have been on a hunger strike since Monday morning, protesting against alleged roughing up by the police.
காவல்துறையினர் வந்து என்ன பண்ணிட்டு பேனரை பார்த்த உடனேயும் பேனரை பிடிச்சி தரதரன்னு இழுத்துட்டு போய் எங்களையும் வந்து மெடல்கள்லாம் பறித்து கீழே போட்டுட்டு எங்களுடைய வீல்சேர் ஊனமுற்ற உபகரணங்களான வீல்சேர் எல்லாத்தையும் பருகி எரிஞ்சிட்டு எங்கள் அனைவரையும் தரதரன்னு இழுத்து காயப்படுத்தி எங்களை வந்து வேணுக்குள்ளே உளுக்கட்டையாம் தூக்கி உள்ளே எரிந்தார்கள் எல்லாத்தையும்.
இங்கே தூக்கிட்டு வந்தது காவல்துறை தான் காரணம். இங்கே இவ்வளவு நேரம் நாங்கள் பட்டினியாக இருக்கிறது காவல்துறை தான் காரணம்.
The police allegedly dragged these differently abled persons and even beat them up. The police say they were forced to.
They were evicted because they were very close to the road, and we apprehended that they might come and sit on the road and create a scene. That is why they were removed from that place, and they were removed in a very, very careful manner, because we know these people are physically challenged, and we would like to create any unnecessary controversy.
It took these pictures and media pressure for the chief minister to react. The sportspersons have been for long demanding permanent government jobs. For now, the government has only agreed to give them a year. In Chennai, Pratiksha for NDTV Hindu.
Well, up ahead on the late night news, it's time of feasting and merrymaking and exchange of gifts as silk threads bind siblings. And we'll tell you why on earth the Big B is giving the cricketers quite a tough time. Stay tuned to find out.